Hey guys, I see you're back for another quick, smart raid guide. Well, today we have Registeel. Registeel was just released in Pokemon Go, and I'm actually on my way to take on a Registeel raid with my friends. And while I'm doing that, I'll show you guys how to most efficiently beat a Registeel in raid. Just keep in mind though that even though Registeel is a new, exciting, legendary Pokemon that's coming out to Pokemon Go, all three of the Regis are actually not very useful. They're very defensive Pokemon, and since we're not allowed to put legendary Pokemon inside of gyms, they're not very useful. Alright, we're here in the Registeel raid. I did quite a bit of research here on Registeel. The highest CP Registeel you're going to want is 1292. 1292, that's right. He is actually by far the weakest legendary raid we've ever had. And if you're curious what a weather boosted one in case it's snowing, it's actually going to still only be 1615. Now for catch rates, if you were just to throw a regular Pokeball, no special capture, berries, and you don't have any metals for the steel type, 1.67% catch rate. Extremely low. And if you get a perfect capture, excellent curveball, golden raz, golden metal, and steel type, it goes all the way up to 15.65% catch rate. Registeel's quick moves are Metal Claw and Rock Smash, and his charge moves are Flash Cannon, Hyper Beam, and Focus Blast. And if you're curious how many players can take on Registeel, we're actually testing it right now, but I'm guessing it's going to be around 4, maybe 3 if you have really strong counters. But I mean, we have 8 people in our raid right now, and we are obliterating this thing, so that's a good sign. 1248. Perfect was 1292, so this probably isn't too great. But we're still going to try to capture it. Here we go. Got it. I think that was my second ball. Alright, Pokedex entry, Registeel. Alright, now let me show you guys what the best 10 DPS counters are for Registeel and the 10 best balanced counters for Registeel are. Here we go. So now I'm going to tell you guys the top 10 Pokemon with the highest DPS in regards to a Registeel raid. So, number 1 through 5 are actually the same as the ones in the list for the balanced list, so keep that in mind. But here we go. Number 1, Moltres with Fire Spin and Overheat. Entei with Fire Spin and Overheat. Flareon with Fire Spin and Overheat. Machamp with Counter or Karate Chop and Dynamic Punch. Blaziken with Counter and Overheat. Breloom with Counter and Dynamic Punch. Charizard with Fire Spin and Blast Burn. Hariyama with Counter and Dynamic Punch. Heracross with Counter and Close Combat. And lastly, Typhlosion with Ember and Overheat. Now let me tell you guys what I think the best possible counters are for Registeel in regards to a balance between DPS and TDO. So instead of me showing you guys the 10 best balanced counters for Registeel, I thought it'd be cool to have my friends show you. The number 1 best counter for Registeel is definitely going to be Moltres with Fire Spin and Overheat. The second best counter for Registeel would be Entei with Fire Spin and Overheat. The third best counter would be Flareon with Fire Spin and Overheat. Our spot for number 4 in the top 10 best counters for Registeel would be Machamp with Counter or Karate Chop and Dynamic Punch. In spot number 5 we have Blaziken with Counter and Overheat. And the next best counter for Registeel would be Charizard with Fire Spin and Blast Burn. And in spot number 7 we have Groudon with Mudshot and Earthquake. Number 8 is Hariyama with Counter and Dynamic Punch. In spot number 9, we have Heracross with Counter and Close Combat. And in spot number 10, we actually have Breloom with Counter and Dynamic Punch. Alright guys, so even though those are the top 10 lists, make sure that you keep in mind that you have to pay attention to what the weather is at the time as well. If it's sunny out, you're definitely going to want to use more of the fire types, and if it's cloudy, use more of the fighting types. Try to correlate the weather with your counters. And also, make sure you pay attention to what charge move Registeel has. You don't want to send in a Pokemon that has a weakness to his charge move. And that's all you guys really need to know about beating Registeel in a raid. Hopefully my guide helped you guys, and if it did, make sure to drop a like and hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. I'll catch you guys at the next raid guide. See you there.